Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, you are running around throwing temper tantrums on how you hate the paparazzi attention, and then going to New York and doing paps strolls, y'all. I don't even know what is going on, but things are fast falling apart. And a lot of people are pointing to Ben's history with his wife, Jennifer Garner, to tell Jennifer Lopez, baby, get a post-up as quick as you can, because the writing is on the wall that Ben Affleck is up to his old tricks. What am I talking about? You guys, we've done a little digging into the past, and we see how, one, even though Ben might be Jennifer Lopez's love of her life, Jennifer Garner was the love of his, and how it looks like he might actually be missing her, and how he's planting the same seeds now he planted back in 2002 to get away from Jennifer Lopez. Y'all, this gets deep, but let's get into it. Before we do, hit that like, subscribe button. You know what it does. I follow a story down to the bitter end, and unfortunately for Jennifer, Ben is going to make this as bitter as possible before it goes down to the end. All right, where should we start? First of all, they're supposed to be getting married this weekend along with Ben's 50th birthday party. Okay, great. Out of this, that, and the third. Now, we're going to sit here and ignore the fact that the reason why they are having a 3-day celebration, which is a wedding for only the closest family and friends, is because Ben, for whatever reason, does not want to have a big wedding with J-Lo. We know she had a huge star-filled bash planned. And of course, Ben started getting skittish, flipping out, doing all the stuff, acting like it's 2003. J-Lo rushed him to the courthouse and then immediately changed her name to Jennifer Lynn Affleck. Why would you leave Jennifer Lopez and want Jennifer Lynn Affleck? No disrespect to Ben's last name, but Jennifer Lynn Affleck, really? Is that where we are? Now listen, Miss Jennifer Lynn Affleck promptly started dressing like her moniker, which is to say you started dressing like the sexiest Amish woman in the prairie. Look at this mess. Really, Jennifer? Really? For this guy? Let's also not forget this little doozy. You guys, I have said it once and I'll say it again. Ben only wants Jennifer around, Jennifer Lopez, where she will dim her light. Again, people can talk trash about Jennifer. She is who she is, and she's never, ever changed that. Except for this lilac lace monstrosity. She got the nerve to repost it, girl. Oh my God, this is just a train wreck. But again, Jennifer is trying to humble herself. The funny thing is, Jen is so unhumble that she doesn't realize that when Ben says, I want you to dress down, it doesn't mean like dressing like Endora from Bewitched. He basically wants her to dress like Jennifer Garner. Speaking of Jennifer Garner, it was largely reported that Jennifer was the one that kept Ben on the straight and narrow. Now, he did basically spit in her face and blame her for his addiction. Yeah, classy. And this was while he was dating Jennifer. Look at this man. He literally said when spoke about his marriage, I can't leave because of my kids, but I'm not happy. What do I do? And what I did was I drank a bottle of scotch and I fell asleep on the couch, which turned out to not be the solution. Howard Stern went on to ask Ben, what do you think would have happened if you had stayed married? And he said, I'd probably still be drinking. Part of why I started drinking alcohol was because I felt trapped. He then went on to say, it said that I blame my ex-wife for my alcoholism and that I was trapped in this marriage just made me out to be the worst, most insensitive, stupid, awful guy. Yes, Ben. Funny how people took the words you said and tried to make it seem like you were the more insensitive, stupid, awful guy. Now, why do I bring this up besides to show that Ben is a jerk, right? After Ben publicly mocked and humiliated the only woman that was actually helping him, the only one that could stop him from spiraling, and he blamed the press and media for using his own words against him, he then went on to say that divorcing Jennifer Garner was the biggest regret of his life. Why is that? Well, people say that Ben might be missing Jennifer Garner for a couple of reasons. One, that truly was the love of his life. I know everybody says that Jennifer, Ben's her one, but Jennifer is J-Lo is not Ben's one. And also, I'm going to show you evidence of that. But also considering that simplistic kind of overbearing nature that Jen had was the best for the part of Ben that gets lost sometimes and starts drowning. The thing is, it seems like Jennifer Lopez is so in love with Ben that she drowns with him. Jennifer Affleck, even through all this, he never let her take her down. But let's also look at why he's missing her. This actually was the love of his life. Consider this, you guys. For one, Ben Affleck, I firmly believe, is trying to turn Jennifer Lopez into a Jennifer Garner clone. Look at the way that Ben dashed her dreams of having a big, glitzy Hollywood wedding in favor for, they're having a few celebrations, but they're all super low key. That's not Jennifer's style. And one thing I will say about Jennifer, the wedding is all about the bride. It should be the bride's wishes. How do we know that she's trying to force her to do something low key? Well, let's look at Ben's marriage to Jennifer Garner. Do you know their marriage only had 2 other people? They tied the knot in the Caribbean. Again, it was only 2 other people. And in a Vanity Fair article in 2016, Jennifer literally said, I would go back and remake the decision. I ran down the beach to him and I do it again. That was enough. Listen, it's also not over. I know Ben cites a lot that the reason he left Jennifer Garner is because, the reason he left Jennifer Lopez at the altar in 2003 is because of the media attention and all the flops to his career. But that didn't stop him from allegedly sneaking behind everybody's back and starting a relationship with Jennifer Garner, to the point of when they were both in relationships with other people in 2002, he literally cited Jennifer Garner as the time they fell in love filming Daredevil. But not only that, he decided to not only love her, but to wife her and marry her after they had not 1 but 2 films that flopped. Don't believe me? Look at this. Again, Jennifer was quoted in 2019 on Sunday CBS Morning saying that Ben wanted to be quiet and not be in the tabloids. Funny thing, in 2022, he is nothing but in the tabloids. But also consider this. Ben and Jennifer made their first public appearance as Bennifer, the sequel at the World Series. They first met on the set of Pearl Harbor in 2000, which was a bomb. But Affleck would later say they fell in love in 2002 on the set of Daredevil, while they were both in other relationships. Again, we're going to talk about that timeline another day. Now look at what this sad sack actually did. Are y'all ready for this? He literally made a joke about it, actually. He said, despite their wonderful dynamics at home, the Gone Girl star says he and Dallas Buyer Club actress will not be sharing a screen anytime soon. He said, my wife and I made Pearl Harbor and Daredevil. With our track record, I don't know if anyone's looking for a threequel. He joked. But look at what he said about Jennifer Lopez. He said that after they filmed their movies together, this is Ben and J-Lo, and it was bombs. Ben fell into a murky ditch resulting from a perfect storm of flop films and mass public attention. I sunk into a morass. My wife, he's talking about Jen Garner, was definitely around then. Getting to know her, falling in love with her, and being connected with her gave me a foundation to reach out and say, okay, I'm going to do Hollywood. I'm going to direct Gone Baby Gone. Those were the steps forward I needed to put positive stuff on my board. So let's think about this. Ben literally dumped J-Lo in 2003, citing the media attention and his bomb movies. He cited this, his bomb movies, as why he doesn't want to be with her anymore. However, during that time in 2002, you were falling in love with Jen Garner. As soon as you and Jennifer Lopez broke up in 2003, you not only started dating Jennifer Garner immediately, but that same year, later that year, I think early 2005, you got married while Jennifer Garner was 3 months pregnant. Now, you guys, this is all speculation on my part, but I gotta say this timeline looks really, really iffy. If I was a skeptical person, I would say that Ben Affleck fell in love. Well, he said it in his own words. He fell in love in 2002 with Jennifer Garner. It almost seems like he started a relationship with Jennifer Garner behind Jennifer Lopez's back. and then used the media tabloid attention as the reason to leave her at the altar a day before they were planning on getting married. You then went on to couple with someone that you had 2 failed movies with, and to have 3 children and a 10-year marriage. At the end of that 10-year marriage, you threw her under the bus, but you also said divorcing her was your biggest regret yet. Now fast forward to 2022. You got married. Jennifer got her happy ending. Great, out of this, that, and the third. But let me just say this, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news. This is the same perfect storm. For some reason, there is something in Jennifer Lopez that Ben runs to, but it's nothing he respects to hang around when things get tough. I hope to God I'm wrong, but there has been nothing in Ben's actions that have led me to believe that he has changed in any way, shape, or form. There is heightened media attention. You're trying to turn Jennifer Lopez into a clone of Jennifer Garner. Low-key wedding, dressing low-key. Even the way Jennifer bragged and said, Ben loves me when I'm natural. I said, okay, that's good. No makeup, no hair, no lashes, not dressed up, a sweatsuit. That's good. Ben loves you when you're like that. But Jennifer, that's not you. You don't like existing like that. Maybe a Sunday or two, but you are a Leo to your heart. You don't like existing like that. Ben is trying to turn you into Jennifer Garner. Looks-wise, glamour-wise, and this is not to say Jennifer Garner is not a beautiful woman, not to say she's not glamorous, but they definitely have a different side. That hyper glam, hyper feminine, he doesn't want. He wants you to be a Jennifer Garner, even down to taking your dream wedding, which you waited over 2 decades for, and turning it into a small, intimate affair, just like he did with Jennifer Garner. The only thing is, Jennifer Garner was fine with that, or was she? More and more moves, the way she looks, the way she acts, even her wedding dictated by Ben's whims. And the one thing we know about Ben is, as soon as he feels self-entitled and indulgent, he will throw Jennifer under that bus. You guys, I hope I'm wrong about this, but all I got to say is, J-Lo, if you don't get that posting up now, because the writing's on the wall, baby. The writing is on the wall. The only thing is, you can't read self-destructive. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.